and you can see my screen.
Yeah, loud and clear. Perfect.
Okay, my name is Joshua and I'm the ADIH AI Training Research Coordinator, and I'll be taking this section for today. I have with me my colleagues Rish and Hugh, who will be helping out in the question and answer box. So today we'll be looking at how you can build customizable and task specific gems via Google's Gemini platform. Here's a quick run through of our agenda for today. So first, we'll be understanding Google's Gemini and gems. And secondly, we'll be looking at how you can use Google's Gemini for customer service staff. So for those who work in customer service within organizations, with Google's Gemini's Gem, you can build an AI assistant that makes the whole customer support service seamless. Third, we'll also look at how you can use the AI assistant for those who work in the brand marketing and sales space within a business or a public sector organization. And third, we'll look at also a learning and development coach that can be used to create tailored learning learning programs for different roles within an organization. And then we look into how you can build a policy brief gem for those who work in areas where you have to do with large policy documents. So with this gem, you can easily summarize policy documents and do that accurately and then pass it on for a human to review. And after going through all of this, we'll jump into our live demo session. You get to see how you can do this within your own different use cases. Then we'll look at the best practice for using Gemini and LLMs, and we go into our key takeaways and lastly, our Q&A section. This session is expected to last roughly about 1 hour. Here's a quick disclaimer. All trademarks, logos, and brand names used are the property of their respective owners, and all company, product, and service names used in this webinar are for identification purposes only. Use of these names, trademarks, and brands does not imply endorsement. And also note that all the data sets that will be used in this webinar are synthetic generated data. There's no real life data or no real life business data is being used in this webinar. Now we are going to look into understanding Google's Gemini and James. Just like every other large language models that like ChatGPT's OpenAI, like Cloud, and so on and so forth. Gemini also have the capability for document summarization, generating new content, code generation, generating images, videos, and so on and so forth. And within the Gemini, you can build what we know as gems. So these are customizable AI assistants that you can tailor to a specific role or a specific use case. As we know, large language models are trained on large corpus of text or data. So it's important to streamline its thinking when you want to use it for a particular role, a particular use case. By giving it a persona, you streamline its thinking to that particular area rather than having it to, think too much because, like I said, it's been trained on a large corpus of text. But when you give it a persona, you ensure that it is thinking in line with that particular area that you need it to work on. And this AI assistance on the Gemini called James, here are the features. So it's able to generate writing and also summarization. It helps in guided learning. It helps in building custom AI experts. It also has a knowledge-based feature where you can upload documents that pertains to what you want to you build. It also has deep research capabilities. And then you can share the link of these gems with your team after you've built them. In terms of availability, so we have the free version of the Gemini, which you can use, but it has its capabilities as to when you use a workspace version or you use a paid version. So we have the free version, we have the paid subscription version, and we also have the Google Workspace version that whereby if Google is your service provider within your business or your organization, you have Geminis and Gems inside your Gmail, you can use it inside the Word document as well. You can use it inside spreadsheets as well. With regards to data security, it's important to know that when uploading sensitive or enterprise data or information into large language models or AI bots, you need to be mindful of the security features on it. So for free users, your data might be stored and might be reviewed by humans, but you have the option of opting out of this activity. And then for paid subscribers, you also have the ability to control your privacy, and there's a possibility that humans might also review, the data you upload and also the prompts you upload into these bots, but you can also turn off the activity. But for those who have this Gemini within the workspace, your data stays within your organization and isn't used to train your models. Most providers of large language models have certain principles that they propose works best with their platform. And for Google and for Gemini, they have proposed these prompting principles in order to get the best out of the Gemini model. And the first is personal. Like I said earlier on, when you give the AI a name, it makes it to think within the confinement of that area. For when you say you're an experienced AI assistant helping with research, or you're an experienced brand writer, you're an experienced policy writer or policy summarizer, it immediately begins to think within the area of policy or within the area of marketing, within the area of sales, rather than thinking far and wide. Next is you need to give it the task you want it to do. You need to tell, I need you to do this first step. After this, you do this. We'll see this in our live demo session. And then you need to provide context as well. That, okay, what you need to do is to, yeah, I can see someone asking a question about slides. Yes, the slides will be made available after the session. The slides, the prompts, and the data we use will all be made available to you. So you provide your context, and next you provide the format you want it to provide the output in. If the format should be in a tabular form, if it should be in the form of a Word document, and so on and so forth. Next, we look at how Google's Gemini can help with customer service staff. So usually customer support staff, get to do with large volume of queries or requests and so on and so forth. And this can be daunting. But the challenge with this is overwhelming customer queries and slow response times. But this is how AI can help with this. This is how James can help with this. An AI assistant can draft consistent and accurate answers, and all you need to do is to upload relevant, realistic documents into the gem, and it's able to quickly help customer support staff to get responses based on the queries that customers have raised. And the impact of this is response time is reduced from hours to minutes, and customer satisfaction is improved. Now, these are the kind of data that you would require to be able to get realistic information from the gem. You need to upload certain kind of data and documents to be able to get accurate responses that you can now review, and use to reply customers or clients. And the kind of data you need is a clean, categorized historical interactions that really humans have had previously with clients. So when you have this put in a document, you can use it to train the gem. Next, you need to have a knowledge base of what the business is all about. If it's a business that sells, let's say, for example, sells clothing, you need to have a knowledge base of the kind of different kind of clothings that are being sold, the different kind of sizes, the different kind of colors, and so on and so forth. And you also need to have a document containing frequently asked questions previously that you'll be using to train the gem. Next, you need to have a brand throne also uploaded that is synonymous with what the brand is all about. And you also need to add escalation rules in into the gem. So when the gem is not able to provide the required response, it raises an escalation to be passed on to another department within the organization. We also have the brand marketing and sales gem that we'll be looking at during our live demo session. So for those who are in the marketing and sales space, usually it takes a whole lot of effort to get to get to market certain goods and services to customers or clients. It takes a lot of effort to draft marketing strategy, marketing content or social media content. And the challenge with this is that, marketing and sales teams spend too long rewriting content to keep a consistent brand voice across emails, advertisements, and social media. But this is how GEM can help. So GEM can use brand guidelines, brand tones, and campaign briefs to draft emails and social media contents. All you need to do is upload all of this information into the gem and then it learns from it. And the impact of this is faster turnaround, more consistent messaging, and marketing productivity. Next, it is important to be familiar with the required data that I mentioned earlier on, which are the brand guidelines. You need to write the brand guidelines that is part of the policy of the organization. You need to upload some content archives that had been used previously. You also need to provide the profiles of the target audiences, and you also need to upload certain legal and regulatory requirements that are related to that particular kind of business. Next, we'll also look at our learning and development coach, Jen, which can help businesses or public sector organizations to put up relevant materials that can be used for onboarding and training processes for new employees or even current employees. The challenge with training and onboarding is that it is hard to personalize training across streams or personalize training to certain roles or individuals within an organization. But with GEM, what you can do is turn internal materials into micro lessons and quick knowledge checks, and we'll be seeing how you can do this. And the impact of this is faster onboarding and personalized training for employees. Now, the kind of data that will be required to be able to do this are training manuals that has been drafted or put together by a team or individuals within the organization, policy documents of the business or organization, the quizzes that those that will be taking the training need to answer before they are able to move to the next level in the training model, and also the business information. And lastly, we will look at the policy brief gem, an overview of it. Um, the challenge with in our policy teams is that there's always a need to review large volumes of policy documents and turn evidence into accurate briefs or legislations into accurate briefs. But this is how AI can help with this. So James can summarize sources into a structured briefing note with key points, risk, and cited evidence. And the impact of this is drafting and synthesis time drops drastically. These are the form of data or the types of data or documents that will be required for you to upload for you to be able to, get this done. You would need legislative and policy documents that is relevant to your own particular kind of business or public sector organization. You would need briefing note templates that you've been using previously as well to be able to train this gem. You would also need contextual information. You will need verification sources also uploaded, and then you would need style guides that guides how the gem should respond. Best practices for using Gemini and large language models. First, you need to align to responsible use guidelines and transparency obligations. You need to ensure that, within the team, there's a AI policy whereby AI is being used responsibly and outputs are being reviewed as through the means what we call human in the loop, whereby humans have to always review AI outputs and not just copy and paste. Next, you need to avoid free public GenAI tools without safeguards. Like I said earlier on, if you're using the free version, there's a possibility that your data is being used. There's a possibility that your data is being used to train the model, or a human is reviewing your data. You need to embed human oversight and review workflow. You always need to have human in the loop reviewing AI output. And lastly, cultivate AI awareness and upskill your team at all times, just like you attending this webinar now, learning something new whereby you can immediately implement into your workflow or pass on to your team. Now, we'll be going straight away into our demo session. Okay, so now we'll be building the first gem for our first use case. So all you need to do is go through this this left panel of the screen, click on gems over here. I'm going to close this and click on new gem over here. So the first gem we are building is the one for just a minute, please. So the first gem we are building is the one for the support staff, the customer support staff. And the name we would give the gem is, we can give it support gem. I'm going to paste the name into this place. So the name is support gem. We give it a short description. So the name of this fictional business is called Emerald Wings. So it's a business that is into travel and tourism. So this is So Emerald Wings supports staff AI assistant, helping to provide accurate response to customers. And we are going to paste our instruction for the bots into this box over here. I hope everyone can see my screen well enough. So like I said earlier on, based on Gemini's prompting principles, the instruction is going to have personal, it's going to have task, context, and format. And we are going to add some constraints into it as well. I'm just trying to copy the instructions. So this is the instruction over here that informs how the bot should behave. So in the instructions, we have the persona for the gem. It's called Emerald Wings. So it's a travel and holiday business. So these are the personnel. You should write in plain English. This is the task. You'll be getting the prompt at the end of the session, so you can practice with it. This is the task, the core goals. These are what it should do. It should never do this. This is the context for the gem. These are the relevant information. So this data set that we'll be using here were generated synthetically. Or in your own case, you'll be uploading real life data or real life documents of what your business or role is all about. And these are the constraints. So it has been asked to never answer a question outside the context of Emerald Wing. So if you ask it a random question, the bot would decline because it has been asked not to do so. It has been asked not to hallucinate, to only provide factual information from the uploaded documents only. And you can also use this option here to rewrite the instruction. If you're not confident enough about the instruction that you're about to use, you can use this over here to ask Gemini to help you rewrite it. The default tool we are going to be using here is the Canvas. You have the option of using the deep research guided learning. We are going to use the guided learning for the learning and development coach. So we are using the Canvas here. And here we are going to upload the documents that we need to serve as the knowledge base. So this is the document. So we have the Emerald Wings frequently asked question library, which has been structured. We also have the Emerald Wings frequently asked question expanded version, and we have the Emerald Wings travel support interactions. I'll quickly open these documents and show us what the contents of the documents are. So the documents are uploading, but let me quickly open these documents and show you what the content of the documents are. So here's the FAQ with the structured information. So it has the issue category, it has code ID names for the different FAQs, it has the issue intent over here. It has the issue subcategory. Is it as a result of delay of 2 hours or delay of 3 hours plus? Is it an issue that has to do with mixed connection? We have the questions that were asked over here as well. And we have the approved answer that were given by humans. So we are going to use all of this information to train this gem. I'll show you the second document we are using, which is the expanded version of the FAQ. So this is the expanded version over here. It has the different sections listed out there, the service category, what we sell, who owns what, and all of this. So we are going to use all of this information to train. All of this information were generated synthetically through a large language model for the purpose of this demo. So in your own case, you are going to get realistic information like this, depending on the nature of your business to train the gem. Having seen all these documents, so we have one more documents that I'll quickly show to you as well. Just so I'm going to send these documents to you as well after the webinar so you can have a feel of what it looks like. You might get some form of inspiration from this. So you can see the different information in the document, the interaction ID, the date it was created, the customer cities. So these cities are fictional cities. The origin is Dublin, Dublin to London Gatwick, Dublin to France, and all of this information. We have this over here, the chat tones, the email messages that were sent to Emerald Wings holidays, the call transcripts, the issue taxonomy, information about the data over here as well. So now let's see what this gem can do. So I've uploaded the different documents required. I'm going to go ahead to save the gem. And now let's ask the gem a question. I'm going to copy this link and share inside the chat. So you can also try it right now if possible. Anyone with the link, copy link. So you can share in your own case. I haven't created a gem like this. You can share with your team. I'm also going to share you access to see this document as well. Viewer, yeah, share, start chat. I'll quickly paste this inside the chat. So the link is up in the chat now. And let's ask this gem our very first question. Yeah, I think someone is raising their hands up. I don't know if they have a question. I can see someone raising their hands. I'll just continue. So this is the first question we are going to, the customer support staff is asking the gem. And the question is, customer message, my Dublin to Amsterdam flight landed 3 hours, 20 minutes late. The airline said it was a technical issue. Can I claim compensation and what do you need from me? Draft the reply. You have the option of using fast, thinking, or pro, but you can use pro when you have the paid version. So I'm sticking to fast and I would submit the request. Okay, someone said they can't see the link. I would post it. Um, just a moment. Can I, is it everyone that can't see the link or just one person? Because I think, okay, you should be able to see the link now. You should be able to see the link now. So based on the training the gem has received, this is the response. I am sorry to hear that your flight from Dublin to Amsterdam was delayed. I understand travel disruptions are frustrating, and these are the internal notes that it has also checked. This is the next line of action that it is asking the customer support staff to go with. And if the customer support staff is not sure about something it has said, it can refer to these documents that were uploaded. If it goes to frequently asked question number 2, it would get this information there. If it goes to number 456, it will get this information there. But mind you, like I've said, these are fictional information that were used for this. Um, I'm going to paste the question I asked into the chat as well, and you can also try it. So let's ask it one more question and we move to our next demo. I'm going to ask you the second question. I'll ask you the second question now. So this is a suggested reply to customer. I am very sorry to hear you have not received a response. These are the contents of the response. These are the internal notes for the use of the support staff. And this is the handover summary over here. And it's also quoting relevant regulations within the travel industry that the customer can that informs the customers of their rights over here. For your records, you can see over here. So all this information have been uploaded into this document to ensure that it provides responses in this manner. So the essence of we training it with the brand voice and tone is to ensure that it sounds in an empathetic way, like it's sounding right now. And this is because it has been trained to sound this way that I am sorry to hear you have not received a response from the airline, and so on and so forth. So we'll jump immediately into our second use case, and we'll be creating another gem again. We'll be creating another gem for this use case. And this time we are looking at a business that deals with eco-friendly products. So the name of the gem is EcoFresh Brand Writer Gem. This is the name of this gem. And the description is it assists EcoFresh marketing and sales team in drafting content. We are also going to use the Gemini prompting principles here again, where there's a prompt, there's a persona, there's a context, there's a task, and there's a format. So this is the prompt will be made available to you once again after this session for you to test run. So this is the persona. You are eco-fresh brand writer for marketing and sales content. So this business sells eco-friendly water bottles and other products. And we are training this gem to sound in a certain kind of way that sounds appealing to its target audience. That helps the marketing and sales team to generate content that sounds appealing to its target audience, that sounds appealing to those who love eco-friendly products. So the personnel has been written. It has all of this information that should inform how it behaves. This is the format, unless the user says otherwise. Always provide two variants, A or B. This is what variant A should look like. This is what variant B should look like. So the the person in the team now has the option of making a final decision if he or she wants to go with variant A or variant B. And it should always state these disclaimers as well. So here we are also going to use the canvas tool, and now we'll upload the necessary documents we need as well. So we have two documents that we are using for this use case. I can quickly open them and show them as well to you. So this is the general information about this document that is over here. We have the brand glossary over here, information about the persona over here. So for ages 28 to 35, the persona is Sustainable Susan. 35 to 45, the persona is Busy Brian. 18 to 25, it's Campus So you might find some discrepancies in this. Like I said, it's a synthetic generated data, but in your own case, you need to use realistic data for a case study like this or a use case like this. This is the location, the traits of the personas, the goals, pain points, objections. We have the product facts over here. They have three different kind of products: everyday bottle, adventure bottle, and sport lead. The claim rules are over here. Disclaimers, campaign briefs, competitor positioning is over here as well. So these are some informations about the competitors of the business over here. We have the gold standard over here as well. I'll quickly open the second document and then we get to test run this. But so this is the playbook for the brand EcoFresh. So this playbook contains the brand voice, messaging, and compliance information. So this is the tone. How we should sound: approachable, optimistic, informative, practical, friendly, plain English. We have the key phrases and vocabulary over here and all of this information. So if you want to use a use case like this, your team needs to come together and put this, and you could also use AI to, if you have a whole lot of unstructured data and you want to do this, you can also use AI to put all of your unstructured data into a structured data like this. Like I said, I used AI to generate this content for the purpose of this demonstration. So we've uploaded the two documents. Now we are going to launch the bot. I will share the link in the chat as well. Share. Anyone with the link, copy link, done. It's going to ask for access to the document as well. Viewer, share, start chat. So I'll share the link in the chat and we'll ask our first question right about now. So the first question is this. This is the first question. Write a promotional email for EcoFresh to people trying to build a refill habit this January. Include subject, preview tests, body, CTA, and any required disclaimers. Provide A or B variants and end with your checklist and citations to the uploaded files. So the files are already inside the knowledge base, and so we can take this off. But if you want to upload files over and over again, or you have new files you want to upload, you can upload the files through this over here. You can upload files over here and it can read through the file. So we're going to ask this question and let's see what it says. I say, hello, I would love to help you draft those emails for the January review reset campaign. Before I get started, I have one quick clarifying question to make sure the offer is accurate. The campaign detail, the January review reset brief mentions a free spot lead with blah, blah, blah. Would you like both variants to focus on this specific offer, or should one focus more on the general refuel habit mindset? Let's say both. So here are two variants that it has written. So a little help with your refuel habit. Get a free spot lead with your new 650 ml bottle this January. And this is the body of the information idea. Starting a new habit is all about making the right choice, the easy choice. Our 650 ml everyday bottle is designed to fit your daily routine. To celebrate the refill reset, we are adding a little something extra this month. When you buy an extra bottle, we include a free spirit lead, usually 9.95 euros for easy one-handed sipping on the go. So this is the second variant. And it is writing all of this based on the training it had received in the uploaded document. So in your own use case as well, you can use your past data, whether structured or unstructured. You can use AI to structure them and then upload them into the knowledge base, and it can inform responses that the gem will be given on the outside. Let's ask a second question over here. Let's ask a second question. Yeah, I can see someone asking a question about the prompts. Yes, you get all of the prompts at the end of. Okay, someone is asking for the question used to generate the synthetic data. Please, if you could send me an email, I can send you that because it's a series of information you have to put in for you to be able to get a synthetic data. You need to ask it to suggest a certain kind of industry or business. You need to tell it what is it a business synonymous to Ireland or outside Ireland, or maybe the kind of business you are into and all of that. So this is the second question. Create a LinkedIn post announcing an eco-fresh spring sale. Also write a shorter version for socials. Keep it on brand and compliant. So when you say keep it on brand and compliant, you are referring to what is already in the knowledge base. So it's keeping it on brand based on what is inside the knowledge base and compliant based on the relevant regulatory requirements that you've also uploaded into the knowledge base. So here's the response that it has written for the purpose of LinkedIn. And this is a second variant as well that it has written. So let's ask one more question and we quickly jump into the next use case. So create a simple create a simple sales one-pager outline for EcoFresh corporate gifting. Add a 6 bullets talk track and 5 common objections with compliant responses. Provide A or B variants for the headline or positioning. So let's send this prompt in and we go into our next use case. So it has generated this as well based on the consistent tone, the consistent language that has been included in the uploaded document. So rather than for the team to come all of us trying to brainstorm and spend hours or even days trying to write this, based on you just training the gem on how you've been responding or writing content earlier on, the model can learn from how you do things. So this is the variant A, this is the variant B. The 6 bullet outline are over here. The objections and compliant responses are over here. The checklist, and these are the citations from the uploaded documents. So section 7.3 of the playbook, the gold standard example 029. So, and this is it with the brand writer gem. And next to go to our third use case, we'll build another gem again. And this time we'll be building a learning and development coach. And we'll build it in line with this EcoFresh business, the EcoFresh business we did earlier on. So the name of the gem is EcoFresh Learning Coach. And the description is that it trains EcoFresh employees. So this is some form of learning management system, but not as robust as a proper learning management system. But you can use this to train employees or train new employees about what your business is all about and how to maximize their roles. So we are going to immediately paste in the instruction for this gem. So this is the instruction for the gem. For this, I have to generate quite a number of documents, quite a number of synthetic data for this. So I have to generate some models, but humans have to come together to write these models, write the quizzes, write the roles that, it shouldn't proceed to the next model unless the individual has answered all the correct questions to the quizzes in the first model. So this is the persona. You are the eco-fresh learning coach. The tone is calm, supportive, and practical. This is the context. You must teach only from the uploaded EcoFresh training files. The training scope is this. So for 3 roles within the organization, the customer support specialist, the sales executive, and the marketing coordinator. So these are the 3 roles. In your own use case, you can go beyond these roles or you can make it just 1 role. The training structure is 3 modules per role. Each module is designed to take 5 minutes. I'm just going to copy this. We are going to need it soon. And we have the format that I should follow, the nature of the quiz, but the quiz have been included in the documents that we are going to upload shortly. So let's go ahead so the default tool is going to be the guided learning tool in the Gemini, and the knowledge base will be from the following document. So let's go over here. So we have the documents in all of this. Let's see if it can upload. Okay, so let's just upload one after the other. Let's upload this. Then let's go back to upload for the first module, for the first role, customer support specialist. So we have the module 1, module 3, module 2 information. We have the quizzes for module 1, module 2, module 3. We have the instructor answer key. So the answers are going to be inside this for the model to be able to check if the answer to the quizzes are correct. We have the information about the customer support specialist, the handbook and policy. So let's upload all of this. Let's go back and upload for the second role. For the marketing coordinator, all the modules and quizzes for this role have been uploaded as well. Okay, so for when you're using the free version, you can only upload a limited number of documents, and those are one of the disadvantages for this. So I can either do for only one role, or I can switch to my pro account over here, and let's just use my pro account so we can upload all of the documents. So over here, gems, start new gem, and I'll just quickly do all of that. So now this is a quick showcase of the difference between using a free version and using a paid version. So EcoFresh Learning Coach is the name. So I have a pro version and the paid version and the free version. So the free version is actually my workspace one. So it has this limitation as compared to you using a paid version. And this is the description. So I believe this shouldn't have limitations to uploads. I'm just going to paste the instruction shortly. So these are the instructions. We're using the guided learning. So you can see with my pro version, you have more tools available. The previous one, we didn't have access to this create videos if you want to create videos with the gem. But with the pro version, you have access to all of that. So guided learning. And let's upload the knowledge-based documents now. So let's upload this. Let's upload for the first row. Let's upload for the second row. Okay, so it's actually from the gem itself. So there's a limitation of uploads that you can do. So let's just go with one row and see. So one thing you can do is to create gems for the different rows. So let's go with the customer, the first row we had over there, which is the customer support specialist. So let's go ahead and create this gem because some models like ChatGPT, for example, when you have a paid version, you can upload up to 50 documents. You can upload 50, when you're using the free version, you can upload lesser documents. So I think the case is different with Gemini with regards to the gems. So I'm going to share the link to this as well, and let's have a run through of how it works. I have the link up in the chat if you want to try it. So let's start the chat and let's just I so I would say customer support specialist is the role I want to learn about. So I am your EcoFresh learning coach. I will help you complete your role-based microlearning and guide you through the quiz gates. To get started, please choose one of the three available roles below. So we only have documents on this role alone. So let's go with this role. So because it's guided learning, it's showing these documents out here. So we can further instruct it not to show the entire document, but only show maybe the modules, the documents containing the module of the course. So those on the outside can download and view the document. So we're asking for this role. Because it's the guided learning option, it's showing all of that. If you don't want it to show the internal documents that contains the quizzes, the answers to the quizzes and all of those, you can further prompt the gem not to do that. So these are the contents of module one. So I just prompted it to only, the lesson should only contain this few information for the purpose of this webinar. It can go broader than this. So objectives, key points, collect only the minimum needed to help and all of those. So these are the quiz citations. So I ask it not to go to the next module unless these questions have been answered. So let's see what it says. Thanks, module 2 now. Let's see if it declines or it chooses to go to module 2. So before we move to module 2, we need to complete the quiz 1 gates for module 1. So it can't go to module 2 unless these quizzes have been answered. So let's quickly provide answers and see. I'm going to provide one answer because of time and see if it says only one has been gotten. I need to provide answers for the rest. This is the answer for one. So you can see that we got the answer for one, but you still need to answer 2, 3, 4. So once your employee or anyone in the team answers all of these questions, then you move on to module 2. So this is the end of our module session. So the process we followed in doing the 3 use cases, you can also use this for the policy one as well, whereby you can upload legislative and policy documents relevant to your own industry or your own role. You can upload briefing notes templates of, you know, previous templates or previous policies that you've written before. You can upload contextual information. You can upload verification sources into that. So, but for the verification sources one, you might need access to the pro version so you can access the web to verify those sources and also style guards. So following all the processes that we use in the three use cases, for those who are in the policy space, you will be able to do that. And if you're in the policy space here and you want to see me maybe put up a document as well to be able to showcase this, you can contact me and we can do that. For example, maybe you work in the AI space, you provide AI services, and you want a policy brief of the EU AI Act and other legislations or policy documents to be summarized for a particular context within your organization. You can reach out to me and we can work on that for this use case. So these are our key takeaways from this session. And the first key takeaway is that generating task-specific gems speed up real work by grounding responses in your organization's knowledge and workflows, such as support team, communications team, training, and policy team. Next is that trust still needs humans plus good data. We need humans to be in the loop to always review these outputs. Before you even make this available to your team, there should be a number of persons that has reviewed the inputs and outputs of the gems over and over to ensure reliability. Lastly, you need privacy first and clear prompts to reduce risk. You need to ensure that the version you're using is definitely not exposing your organizational data to these models in order to be used to train, and that can give an edge to competitors and so on. And now we'll just move into our Q&A session and we'll be taking questions from the audience. And before we do that, I will stop the recording so that everyone can, if anyone wants to ask live questions, they can go ahead to ask. So I'm Rish and Hugh. I don't know if you have any questions that are unanswered